All right, moms and dads, listen up. It's time for your CHKD parenting segment. This week, we're discussing safe sleeping for infants. And according to the CDC, about 3,500 babies in the United States die unexpectedly while sleeping each year. And here to talk to us about how to reduce the infant risk is CHKD pediatrician Dr. Suzanne Brixey from General Booth Pediatrics. Nice to have you here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
This is such a contentious discussion because everyone is just trying to figure out the best way to get their baby to sleep.
Indeed.
So talk to us about the situations that lead up to these children's deaths, Doc. Where does it start?
So things that we worry about the most is how are you laying your baby down to sleep? So there's a lot of science out there, and we can't necessarily predict which baby it's going to happen to, but we know that babies who are placed on their back are much safer and are much more likely to awaken the next morning, which is our definite goal, right? So these babies, when you're put on their side or on their belly, although they may sleep deeper, their sense of arousal has been dramatically decreased. And so those babies are at greater risk for SIDS and suffocation. So sleeping flat on your back is safer. Moms often come to me and be really worried about choking, and they'll put their babies on the side for choking, but that is actually the baby's anatomy where the airway is placed. They're actually safer on their back. Their gag reflex will work. They are safer on their back.
Right, because you think about them spitting up and them not being able to get it out if they are on their back, but you're saying, nope, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. The airway's protected up on the top.
Okay.
But the surface is also really important. So I think families are concerned that they want those babies to be comfortable and cushioned, but a flat, firm surface is actually the safest way to prevent any suffocation or entrapment or strangulation. So you want a firm mattress, you want a fitted sheet that's not going to go up over the baby's face. So that's also very important.
So we've seen new guidances that come with big mega studies that you see as far as having the kids in the room is okay, but not in your bed. So not only do you have the bassinet situation, but just keeping a mother awake long enough to be able to nurse and then wake up if you fall asleep and put them in the crib. Talk about ways to ensure that you do stay awake to be able to put your baby back in the crib.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really important message because the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends room sharing at least for the first 6 months, but not bed sharing. And we know that babies who sleep on their back on a flat surface that's firm without anything that could go up over their mouth or over their face are much safer. So we know that that dramatically reduces the risk for SIDS and for suffocation. We know that moms having those babies close is so supportive for breastfeeding, and we want moms to breastfeed. Breastfeeding is protective for SIDS.
Sure.
So that is so critical, but we do need, once babies fall asleep, to make sure that they are put back in that firm space that's flat. We know that places like a couch or a sofa where you're trying to stay awake, and it's an exhausting time for families, but when those babies fall asleep, and if the parent accidentally falls asleep, when those babies get stuck between the arm or a wedge of a sofa,
that's where the danger is.
There's a dramatically increased risk of SIDS at that time.
Dr. Brixey, thank you so much. There was more information on that graphic as you just saw, but all of this is going to be on our website as well. It's so interesting to see when they reach different anatomical abilities and how much safer they can eventually make themselves. Eventually.
Yes.
All right, guys, everything is online if you want to see it on 13newsnow.com. We'll be right back.